Good morning, Inland Empire. Welcome to the launch of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. My name is Dr. Ben Howdige. I'm the founding board chair of the Inland Coalition on Aging, and it's my honor to be here with you today to share an important update, and that is the launch of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. This has been something that's been in the works for 3 years. Stakeholder input, support from local elected officials, lots of focus groups, all to develop a plan that could help us to have a blueprint for aging, for older adults, for people with disabilities, for caregivers, to ensure that we can all age well in the Inland Empire. But first, who is the ICA? Who's the Inland Coalition on Aging? Let's watch a brief video on that.
Do you live in the Inland Empire? Exciting news! The Inland Coalition on Aging is putting together a master plan for aging just for our community. In the next 20 years, the number of people in California over 65 will almost double. Those aged over 85 are growing the fastest. In our local region, we will experience an over 200% increase in the population of individuals over age 60 and a 600 to 700% increase in adults over age 85. These growth rates are higher than the state averages. This means the Inland Empire is aging at a rapid pace, which will lead to an increased demand for health and support services for older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. A master plan for aging helps us get ready for these changes. The Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging will address the unique experience of aging in a geographically diverse region, considering the challenges in both rural and urban populations in San Bernardino and Riverside counties. The Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging will include an action plan focused on optimizing health and wellness of older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. This includes considerations for housing, transportation, healthcare, behavioral health and social support, Alzheimer's and all other dementias, and caregiving. The plan is developed in response to community input gathered through focus groups that reflect diverse geographic locations and subgroups and informed by local aging services providers. Wondering who is working on this plan? Meet the Inland Coalition on Aging's IE-MPA Advisory Committee, a group of professionals serving older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. The committee is co-led by the Community Access Center, CAC, and Inland Caregiver Resource Center, ICRC. It also includes representatives from San Bernardino and Riverside counties, Inland Empire Health Plan, and the Alzheimer's Association. This project is being supported by the SCAN Foundation and the California Department of Aging. We welcome you to join us in the process of developing the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. If you are a professional working with older adults, adults with disabilities, and/or caregivers, join our coalition to provide direct input on the plan's development. The general public will also be asked to provide feedback and input on the plan. To stay informed of our progress, please visit inlandaging.org. As our population continues to age, we know that we must thoughtfully plan to provide services and support. Join us in creating a more sustainable infrastructure for our aging community.
Welcome back, and as mentioned in the video, the Coalition, Inland Coalition on Aging, is made up of professionals, stakeholders, elected officials who care about aging well in the Inland Empire. We hope you'll join us at inlandaging.org. It's my privilege to work with such dedicated folks who lead the Inland Coalition on Aging. I'd like to take a moment to just introduce our board of the coalition. I'm the chair of the coalition, and our secretary is Anna Schwartz. She's with Community Access Center. Our board treasurer is Carmen Estrada. She's the executive director of Inland Caregiver Resource Center. Our other members include Jamiko Bell. She's the interim assistant director with San Bernardino County Department of Aging and Adult Services, public guardian, and Julie, the director of Riverside County Office on Aging. So we have some representatives with us today, and I'd just like to invite them to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about why they're involved involved in this such important work that we're doing here in the Inland Empire. Carmen, why don't we start with you?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Again, thank you for joining us. It's a very exciting time. For me, it's been an honor to participate in this project. It was important for me to get involved, not only because I work for Inland Caregiver Resource Center and we provide services to older adults and caregivers, but also because I'm a caregiver myself and I live in the Inland Empire. I've lived here all my life. I don't plan on going anywhere, moving from the IE. Creating a master plan for the Inland Empire impacts all of us. Whether you're working here or living here, it impacts all of us, and we need to make sure that we are aligned to make it possible for us to age well.
Thank you, Carmen. Anna, tell us about your interest in serving on the board and the Master Plan for Aging.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm Anna Swartz, and I have a disability. I work for a community access center. We have people with disabilities of all ages, and it's very important for me to be on this board because disability rights is something that I am very passionate about. Having a disability myself, and I've been on this since day one. And I am privileged and honored to have worked with such hardworking people as we've tried to write this plan, and they've worked really hard. So this is something that's a long time coming, and I'm very honored to be on this board.
Thank you, Anna. Appreciate that. Miley, representative from the Office on Aging.
Hi there. Good morning, everyone. I share in the same sentiments as Carmen and Anna and all of you who have done a tremendous amount of work to get here, and congratulations on this launch. So exciting, and it is an exciting time. Um, I am Miley Haynes. I'm the Assistant Director with Riverside County Office on Aging. And as mentioned earlier, Julie, our director, is an active member. And of course, our team supports this project, and it's important for us to participate in it with the IE Master Plan on Aging because we have our own a plan on aging as well, and so we have an alignment, as Carmen mentioned, with um, Carmen's team also at IRC is one of our disability network partners that we work with closely, and also, we are a designated aging and disability resource center. A lot of folks in the community are not aware. And we embrace the no wrong door principle and offer various resources and services to seniors, disabled adults, and their caregivers at no cost. And we also provide long-term support services through our case management programs. And so we are looking forward to bringing this awareness to the community residents to access our services and network with our partners to leverage the resources that we do have in this um, coalition committee. So thank you for having us. And we also would like to extend a very special thank you to those who funded this project, SCAN and CDA. Thank you all. Look forward to working with all.
Thank you, Miley. Appreciate that. Yes, we have been supported by the California Department of Aging, the SCAN Foundation, and all of the organizations represented here. As you can see, we have a diverse group of professionals, leaders, agencies also represented that serve older adults, people with disabilities, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. Myself, I work at Inland Empire Health Plan and my programs. I'm a manager of integrated transitional care, and we support older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers through various long-term service and support. So we are all passionate about the work that we do, as well as the coalition membership, and that's why we're here today to finally launch the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. So thank you again to our board. I also want to recognize San Bernardino County Department of Aging and Adult Services, the Public Guardian's Office. They were not able to be here today, but they're with us in spirit. And they are also on the board of the Inland Coalition on Aging. So I have some exciting news to move on, the board here, thank you, board, for joining me to give this wonderful announcement. I'm going to show you a quick video, a special message from AARP. I hope you're as excited as I am after you learn their announcement about San Bernardino County, Riverside County, and the ICA, Inland Coalition on Aging.
AARP is delighted to formally welcome the Inland Coalition on Aging as the newest member of the AARP network of age-friendly states and communities. By joining the network and the World Health Organization's global network of age-friendly cities and communities, San Bernardino County is taking a significant step towards enhancing community livability for people of all ages and abilities. This initiative is not just about addressing the needs of older adults. It's about creating a community where everyone can thrive, regardless of age. AARP applauds your commitment to making the community a great place for all to live, work, play, and age in place. And we look forward to collaborating with your community to implement innovative and thoughtful strategies that will improve the quality of life for residents of all ages. Welcome to the AARP network of age-friendly states and communities, and congratulations.
Thank you, Rachel, and thank you, AARP, for your work in the age-friendly communities. And thank you to the Coalition for our work the past 3 years of developing a plan, of implementing a plan today, of launching the plan today, and getting support from the Board of Supervisors for both county. Thank you, Riverside County Board of Supervisors, and thank you, San Bernardino, Riverside, both boards of supervisors, for helping us to secure that invitation to join the network. We are now part of the network, Age-Friendly Communities Network, but this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. With this master plan for aging, we can now start implementing some things, working towards our goal, and ensuring that we can all age well here in the Inland Empire. I have messages from a few of our elected officials, local leaders, that I'd like to share with you at this time.
Well, hello, I'm Jared McNaughton, CEO of Inland Empire Health Plan. On behalf of our governing board and everyone here at IHP, we proudly congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on the launch of the Master Plan for Aging. You know, this is truly a game changer for our region, and we're so proud to partner with you on this important initiative. Thank you so much for your dedication and tremendous efforts.
Congratulations to the ICA for launching the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. The plan will help us all age well. Congrats, ICA. My name is Marcus Dillard, and I am the Chief of Homeless Services for San Bernardino County. I want to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on its huge accomplishment of launching the Master Plan for Aging. This coalition has done an excellent job of bringing together the expertise of diverse healthcare entities, community-based organizations, public officials, and stakeholders to better serve older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers in San Bernardino and Riverside counties. On behalf of the Office of Homeless Services, I'd like to congratulate ICA members for 3 years of dedicated work to developing an Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging.
My name is Assemblymember Dr. Corey Jackson, and I want to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on this huge accomplishment of launching the Master Plan for Aging. We know that our aging population is just one step away of a catastrophe. So it's going to take all hands on deck to making sure that this does not become the next crisis of the state of California. This is one thing, one crisis that we can actually prevent from happening. And this master plan will help us to do that. So on behalf of the State Assembly, I'd like to congratulate ICA members for 3 years of dedicated work to develop the Inland Empire Master Plan on Aging. So cheers to the ICA.
Good morning. I'm Eloise Gomez-Reyes, and I'm the senator representing the 29th Senate District. Congratulations to the Inland Coalition on Aging and the Riverside and San Bernardino County Boards of Supervisors on your certification into AARP's Age-Friendly Communities Network, a major milestone for our region. The launch of the IE Master Plan for Aging comes at a crucial time. Our aging population is growing rapidly. That growth brings urgency to address housing, healthcare, transportation, and social services. The issues we are addressing today affect every aspect of daily life for our seniors. Our older adults represent a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience and wisdom that strengthen our families, our communities, and the workforce. Our policies must honor that by ensuring that they can age with dignity and support. In the State Senate, I'm proud to advocate for our seniors through my annual Senior Advocacy Week, where we connect directly with seniors across the district. And through legislation like SB 352, supporting older adults in emergency situations. But policy is just one piece of the puzzle. The solutions we seek require all of us, across sectors and across communities, to work together with a shared vision and purpose. The IE Master Plan for Aging gives us a strategic, community-driven roadmap to ensure our seniors thrive. Thank you for being part of this vision and for building a future where every senior is supported, valued, and empowered, and for your ongoing commitment to the well-being of older adults in the Inland Empire. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Senator Rosalicia Ochoa Bogue. I'm so glad to join you in celebrating the launch of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. This is such an important moment for our region, and I want to thank the Inland Coalition on Aging and AARP for the incredible work you're doing to make sure older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers are supported and seen. In the legislature, I have proudly supported initiatives that reflect our core values. I back bills to expand paid family leave, allowing caregivers to be present for their loved ones. I supported housing that enhances public transit access for seniors and ensures their safety during emergencies. Additionally, I advocated for training home care aides to care for individuals with dementia and for legislation requiring new housing to meet safe indoor temperature standards. I have seen firsthand the types of challenges that our seniors face every day, and because of that, I'm grateful for all of the work that has gone into creating a plan that meets the unique needs of the Inland Empire. Every older adult in our region deserves to age with dignity, independence, and access to care and services that they need. Thank you again to the Inland Coalition on Aging and AARP. Your leadership is making a real difference. I'm honored to stand with you as we work to build an age-friendly Inland Empire for everyone.
I want to thank all of our supporters. I just want to say thank you to our senators, our assembly members, our local elected officials, our county department chiefs, and also healthcare organizations and universities and all of those that have made this possible. It really does take all of us to do what we do. And we couldn't have done this from the beginning. We've been fortunate to have the support of the SCAN Foundation. They initially funded our work to develop the Master Plan for Aging. Also, the California Department of Aging has contributed and continues to support us to continue to develop this coalition and the launch of the Master Plan for Aging. So thank you to all of our supporters, elected officials, county departments, nonprofit organizations, faith-based organizations, universities, for-profit private businesses. We have just experienced tremendous support, and I'm just very grateful and wanted to make sure I said thank you for your support. I'm very excited now to share about another person that's been a tremendous support to us from the beginning, the director of the California Department of Aging, Susan DeMorris. She is with us today, and she's going to share a little bit about the importance of collaborating, working together. And again, thank you, Susan, for all your support throughout the years. We're happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
On my screen. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ben. I'm thrilled to be joining you today for the launch. I should have used a rocket as my image. I was with you from the beginning, and I can't think of a better way to close out the state fiscal year at the end of June 2025 than to be joining the Inland Coalition on Aging for the launch of your master plan for aging. I've got a few slides that I prepared for you, but I want to thank the leadership, Ben, Carmen, Anna, Miley, and this is the best example. We use some sayings with the state's master plan for aging. When the governor issued his executive order and launched the state's plan, we said it would be a public-private partnership. And look at you today with AARP and the SCAN Foundation and so many private partners joining you today in your success. We also say it's a whole of government approach, and here you are modeling the way to the rest of the state today. We have representation from the state Senate, the state assembly, 2 counties. I can't think of another 2-county plan in our state. You're really breaking the mold in the Inland Empire, and multiple cities that are joining in this whole of government public-private partnership. So congratulations to all of you. This is definitely something to celebrate in the Inland Empire and across the state of California. We're extremely proud of all of you. Just a couple slides that I wanted to share with the group. We have a renewed sense of urgency. You knew this 3 years ago when you embarked on your local planning as an extension of the governor's master plan for aging. But take a look at this slide that was developed by the Public Policy Interest Center earlier this year. So here are some new numbers that we're sharing. Take a look at how the demographics are shifting statewide and what's ahead for all of us with the populations. As you noted in your opening video, the 90-plus population is growing by 138% over the next 15 years in our state. And thank goodness you know about this sense of urgency and you have a plan in place that you've all worked so hard to achieve. Next slide, please. Just a few of the statistics that you all know so well for the Inland Empire. These come from our state Department of Finance, our state demographer, and I just want to commend each and every one of you for focusing on the shared populations in the Inland Empire with shared solutions. Of concern, we have a large number of people living below the federal poverty limit in the Inland Empire. And for those, we're updating our state plan on aging. We're submitting it to the federal government July 1st. So any day now we'll be submitting that. This is the threshold that we use for the greatest economic need in our state. And can you imagine living at or below $18,000 a year in the state of California? A rising trend in our state, 20% of people in the Inland Empire, 20% of older adults in the Inland Empire live alone, 1 in 5. This is a trend. We've never seen that historically, and something we all need to plan for loneliness, isolation, and how that places individuals at higher risk of abuse, neglect, and exploitation. In the Inland Empire, 5% of older adults do not speak English at all, and many have limited English proficiency. So our commitment to language access is strong, and that's why I want to also celebrate that you're working together to focus on shared populations and solutions. And then last, that 12% in your region are estimated to have Alzheimer's or dementia today, and those numbers are only growing. You see here on the right side of the slide that those projected numbers were now, as we had we focus on the year 2030 as a bellwether year in our state, but now we're starting to look out to 2060, as far out as 2060, and just look at the numbers, in the Inland Empire that are growing nearly double. Your 60 plus population will nearly double by 2060. The population under 18, our future workforce, is shrinking. And in the Inland Empire, as well as other parts of California, the Hispanic Latino population is growing significantly. Next slide. I want to congratulate you. We heard from Ben that there have been public meetings and focus groups and surveys. You've deployed so many tools to get input into your plan. And I am heartened that you have landed on the top priorities that are consistent with the state master plan for aging. This validates that we're all on the right path, that no matter who we speak to in the community, older adults, people with disabilities, family caregivers, the same consistent themes emerge, and you are absolutely spot on with your focus on housing, transportation, caregiving, behavioral health and social supports, and safety, respect, and equity. Thank you so much for putting a spotlight on these important topics. And I want to just emphasize this is why we have a whole of government approach in solving for these challenges ahead of us. These issues in front of you do not belong to one department, one agency, even one government. This requires collaboration at the local level, the state level, and the federal level. And in your case, thankfully, at the regional level. Next slide. I want to encourage all of you who are tuning in, if you don't yet subscribe to our e-news, to scan this QR code so that you're part of our Master Plan for Aging and Department of Aging distribution list. We host lots of webinars. We share information as soon as we hear it. And we have lots of ways for you to continue to be involved as you launch your local master plan for aging. That you can also be involved at the state level. We have lots of stakeholder committees focused on the very topics: housing, healthcare, behavioral health. We encourage you to subscribe, to stay informed, to bring that information back to the Inland Empire, to share it with all of your constituents, and to make sure that we continue to communicate with one another so that you're communicating up to the county and state and federal levels, the important issues in Riverside and San Bernardino counties, and that we're conveying to you all of the changes happening at the state level so that we can all be well informed to better serve and support older adults, people with disabilities, and family caregivers. So congratulations to all of you. I look forward to listening for the remainder of the day and to following your continued success in the Inland Empire. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan, for that presentation, and thank you for all your work at the state level. I have to tell you, we modeled our work after your work, your leadership at the state with the governor's master plan for aging. That was a model for us, and so we saw the power of connection, the power of community, the power of bringing folks together with a shared mission and vision, and that's to see all of us age well. And I knew we could duplicate that here. I know we have dedicated, passionate, steadfast advocates, service providers, organizations, and elected officials ready to commit to this. And so we are so fortunate to have that, again, model at the state level to do something similar here in the Inland Empire. So thank you again, Director DeMorris, appreciate your support. Another person who has been a huge support to us, and I want to introduce Carol Schwartzlander. She is the Executive Director of the California Commission on Aging. I have the privilege of working with her as a commissioner on the commission, and she's going to share with us a few words also about the importance of the work that we're doing. Carol, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here with us. All right, we'll come back to Carol. We'll come back to Carol in a bit. Carol, feel free to jump anytime your microphone is ready. Thank you so much again for being with us, Carol, from the California Commission on aging. We're going to move on our agenda, but I want to remind you, inlandaging.org, that's where you can go to find information about our coalition, information about our master plan, information about the board members, and how to get involved. That's one thing we haven't mentioned yet. We are looking for folks, organizations, committed folks who want to be a part of this inaugural important work that we are doing. And so we are looking for organizations to partner with us. So if you are interested in becoming a partner, inlandaging.org/partners is where you'll find information. Send us an email, send me an email. We will get back to you. We will connect, and we will look forward to working together with you to continue our work with the master plan for aging. I'm going to continue here with our agenda here. And the next person I am honored to also introduce. And this person, Honorable Cheryl Brown, has been with us since the beginning, also supporting all of our work, being a strong advocate and supporter of the work that we've been doing, spreading the word to the communities that she serves, that she's involved with about the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. The Honorable Cheryl Brown is here with us. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us. If you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about your work with us and with the state, and anything you'd like to share with us today. We thank you so much for your support, Honorable Cheryl Brown, with us today. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you so much, Ben. This has been a labor of love, and I am so happy that we're here now. Good morning, everyone. And Ben, again, I thank you. I thank you for the introduction. It's an honor for me to be here today and to share with you the great work that we've been doing to make sure that the Inland Empire ages well. This is an important project to me because I've been involved in the aging space since I was 12 years old or so, 12 or 13. And it's good to see that now I'm at this age and I understand even more what our people need and what older adults need. On this first slide, we look at it and we say, how do we get here? Well, like Director DeMorris said, the Inland Empire is facing great increase in the older population. I think it's almost 700%. It's close to 700% that we have unique challenges. And our area is very diverse. And one of those challenges not included in the state plan was transportation. We found that our focus groups, that transportation was really important because outlining communities where some must travel a mile or more to get to a paved road. That's not to get, it's a paved road. They would have to travel a whole mile to get there. And how do you get there? So for this reason, after we did our focus groups, we decided to create our own plan. A plan that has both San Bernardino and Riverside counties working together. And I've heard Carol say before that collaboration is the key. We have people from both Riverside and San Bernardino's working on the ICA vision, which is to have a community where older adults and adults with disabilities age well. Next slide. To help us work on our plan, we created an advisory committee of people who could help us figure out what to focus on and what matters to the Inland Empire. Here's our listing of our community members and our advisory members, and I hope you'll look at those names and remember them. Next slide. We've been working on this plan for about 3 years now. We began in January of 2022. And for 2 years, up until September 2024, we talked to people in the community to find out what they thought would make aging better in the Inland Empire. And as you can see, that was our work plan and how we got there. Next slide. after we formed the work groups and came up with goals for our plan and to identify the organizations we could work with to implement the plan, we did these 3 things that you see on the slide: that we released our data, we built partnerships, we released the final MPA implementation plan in this year, in June of 2025 now. And now from 25 to 28, we will implement the plan with our partners. Next slide. Now, we have, there's some things that people have said that have been really eye-opening. As you can see on our slide, these are some of the eye-opening things. We needed to advocate for healthcare and housing. Regarding the housing, they make you go through hoops for application, deposits, clearances for finance. I mean, they have to go through all kinds of issues, which are problems. But what stood out for me the most was the variety of communities across the counties. Overall, it was agreed to that when discussing extending life, we should be talking about quality of life. The Inland Empire's values is to have a good quality of life as we age. Next slide. We also found out what was most important to our community. And the first one, as I said earlier, was transportation. But it's transportation, housing, healthcare, behavioral health, social supports, Alzheimer's and other dementias, and caregiving. Everything needs to work together to make aging better in the Inland Empire. Why? Because someone said people are not taught you're going to age. You have to have a plan for aging. And that's why it's important to create a master plan for aging. Next slide. So you'll hear this from other speakers. All of our planning and meeting, we came up with 5 goals of our own that were different than the state's. Housing and home as healthcare, transportation for all ages, abilities, and regions, caregiving, Alzheimer's disease and related dementias, age-friendly, disability-friendly, behavioral health and social supports, and safety, respect, and equity in aging. We thought that was very important. So just let me say that on behalf of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging Advisory Committee, that we are so proud of this plan, and everyone who's worked on it has done such a great job. We have Ben, who you've heard from earlier, Carmen, Elizabeth, Amanda, Janley, and it's been a joy working with all of you. I will now turn it over to Carmen, who's going to give you an overview of the final product. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cheryl. It has been an honor working with you as well. We are definitely excited to share with you what we came up with. But before we do that, we do have Carol back on. I would like to turn it over to her so she can share an important message from the Commission on Aging.
Thank you, Carmen. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be here with you today as a representative of the California Commission on Aging. I want to begin by affirming the Commission's unwavering commitment to serve as the principal advocacy body for older Californians, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. The Commission is not just a voice, but a catalyst for change, ensuring that aging in California is celebrated, not feared. We are driven by a vision of every Californian aging with dignity, independence, and full participation in community life. We are living in unprecedented times, faced with challenges that test our systems, our communities, and our values. But with these challenges lies opportunity. The need for continued cross-sector collaboration has never been more urgent. The Government agencies, nonprofits, health systems, community leaders, and older adults themselves must come together in a spirit of shared purpose. We also must turn our attention to those most vulnerable among us, older adults who are isolated, those living in poverty, individuals with disabilities, and those marginalized with limited access to care and resources. They are our neighbors, our parents, and our friends. They deserve more than just services. They deserve a system built around their needs, guided by empathy and inclusion. Local community-driven solutions are vital. A local plan is not just a policy document, it's a blueprint for action. It empowers cities and counties to respond to the unique needs of older residents while aligning with the broader state master plan on aging. It brings data, service providers, advocates, and the voices of lived experience together to create a roadmap for the execution of healthier, more age-friendly communities. Today, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to the California Inland Coalition on Aging for developing a comprehensive multi-county plan for aging. Your work demonstrates what's possible when regional collaboration is rooted in compassion and strategy. Your efforts align with the Commission's vision and help build a California where aging is not just supported, but uplifted and celebrated. Your leadership is a model for others across the state. The Commission stands with you, ready to support and to amplify your work. Because ultimately, the future we're building is not just for older Californians today, but for all of us tomorrow. Again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for those encouraging words. It is definitely the time is now for us to continue to join forces to lift up the voices of older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. And so we've been doing a lot of talking so far, but we want to hear from you, those that are joining us in the live stream. Why do you think it's important to have a master plan for aging? Please type in the chat why you feel it's important for us to do this work together. As part of our process, we collected stories of older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. We learned so much through the 11 focus groups we completed and the external surveys that we collected. We listened and took into consideration everything that was shared and formed a list of recommendations. These recommendations were then discussed in work groups who worked arduously to create goals, strategies, and objectives. We then set partners to help implement the objectives in each goal area. The time has come. I am so excited to now share with you all what we came up with. Our Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging spans 3 years, from 2025 to 2028. The plan is a blueprint for how the Inland Empire can age well. Organizations that provide services to older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers are encouraged to use it. This plan was made for you. It was made for you to help continue the work that we put together. Inside the plan, you will find an easy to read table of contents that can direct you to the section of your choosing. You will be able to click on the section and be taken there directly. The plan includes information about our Inland Empire and the key priority areas we chose to focus on. We fill the document with pictures that reflect our population and those who worked on the plan. Each goal area explains why it was selected and provides important statistics, themes found in our assessment process, and the comprehensive approach that will be taken to address these key findings. It also includes the commitment of the ICA to pursue the selected strategies. Each strategy includes objectives and specific activities to fulfill them. You are also provided with the metrics that shows you whether the activity will be completed in 6 months to 1 year, short term, 1 to 2 years, medium term, or 1 to 3 years, long term. Activities currently in progress can be found in Appendix D. At the end of each goal, you will see a listing of all the agencies that have already committed to helping implement each goal. If your organization would like to partner with us, we encourage you to contact us at info@inlandaging.org. Towards the end of the document, you will find our acknowledgement section which highlights everyone who took part in making the development of the IE-MPA possible. That was a glimpse of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging that is now available on the ICI website, inlandaging.org. You can find it on the IE-MPA tab. We encourage you to download it and to use it. We would now like to give you a deeper dive of each of our 5 goal areas by sharing some of the stories we collected and introducing you to some of the partners that will help us implement the strategies and objectives of each. The Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging consists of 5 goal areas.
Hi, my name's Nancy Stevens. I am in my late 40s, very close to 50 now. And I live in Southern California in the Inland Empire, and I'm in the Palm Springs area. The best part of aging is that you get to have new adventures, new experiences. When they're just new experiences, more choices, new adventures. Yeah, it's a different journey. The most challenging part of aging has been, I think, the physical aspects. The physical abilities become different, and so you're learning to adapt, and you're learning to reach out to ask for help more, or I am, and learning about all the different resources that are out there. I currently live in a long-term care skilled nursing facility, and I've lived here for about 6.5 years. And I came here because I was receiving in-home support services, and I was not getting near enough hours. I have an intermittent, very rare disease that can attack every single part of my body, literally every part. There's thousands of symptoms, but and then I wound up in the hospital with some internal issues, and then came to the skilled nursing facility to recover. And was diagnosed with another very rare condition that also attacks every single part of my body. And both of those have no cure, and they have no rhyme or reason, and there is no warning for the onset. And so I'm able to receive care and help for the things I cannot do on my own when I'm flared up on different body parts or in different body parts. When I first came to the nursing home, it was an extremely difficult adjustment. And I'm still, after 6.5 years, still learning how to adapt and how to make the best out of my life and my time. In the nursing home, it's that there's things are always changing. You're not really on your own time. You're always on someone else's schedule. You shouldn't have to be, because nursing home rights state that you have choices. And so I urge all of you to know what your rights are if you should find yourself in a nursing home or a rehabilitation center. And that will help you get a long, long way. But it was very difficult to make that transition because you have to give up so much. I think that's one of the great things about being in a nursing home is that your priorities change. But while you're out in the community, you're building a life, right? You're collecting memories, making memories. And you have sort of things and access to food, things that comfort you. Your bed, for instance. You really have to get used to additional aches and pains. It's a very difficult transition. I don't recommend it if you don't need it. If you can stay in your community and there are supports for you, there definitely are supports for you. And we need to keep advocating for those home and community-based services and supports. Because again, like I said, I don't recommend it. It's, 6.5 years of being in a nursing home. I find my joy every day, but it's a struggle. It's work. It's definitely work, and it's definitely, effort. I think it's really important for the community to get involved. We're all going to age at some point in our lives, or you're going to know someone who is, um, going to need care in their home, or in a nursing home. But uh, I think it's important to stay in touch with your legislators, talk about it. Definitely talk about it. Talk about it to your friends in your groups. If you're standing in line at a grocery store, make it a subject of um, priority, and talk about how we can uh, make things better and um, get the financial support for programs to be funded and refunded um, to maintain quality of life. Because if you go into, well, let's just say this: if you are receiving home and community based services, right, and you are learning to adapt and adjust, and you have a very high quality of life. Because you've tapped into resources, and then all of a sudden those resources are no longer funded. So it's very important um, to me, and it should be important to the community as well to get involved with advocacy organizations like Caring Across Generations. It's important to get involved with CANR, the California Advocates for Nursing Home Reform. They have loads of advocates, and you can call any day, any time of the day, and leave a message for them, and an advocate will get back to you. And you'll have someone to walk alongside you as well, because it's not an easy system to navigate. Yeah. And if you'd like to get involved with the Live Oak Project, please visit theliveoakproject.org, because we are trying to reimagine long-term care for everyone, whether you're in home or receiving services in a nursing home.
My name is Tanya Torno, and I am a Deputy Director with Riverside County's Housing and Workforce Solutions Department. And I have the privilege of overseeing our Office of Homeless Services. Our department is responsible for overseeing a homeless action plan, which is designed to address homelessness across all 5 of our supervisorial districts, with a focus on supporting our most vulnerable residents. There are countless stories like Nancy's, stories that remind us how vital, safe, accessible housing is to aging in place and preserving independence through our lives. And through the leadership of our Board of Supervisors and Executive Office, we have strategically prioritized our aging community in Riverside County. In response to the challenges faced by Nancy and by so many others, the Inland Coalition on Aging and its partners have committed to the following goals and strategies. Goal 1, housing as home and healthcare. Our first strategy focused on increasing affordable housing options and access. We wanted to make sure that housing remains affordable and that older adults with disabilities and their caregivers have options on where they want to live. We will do this by our first objective, increasing affordable housing options for older adults and adults with disabilities. Objective B, simplifying navigation of affordable housing options. And Objective C, supporting caregivers in need of affordable housing. Our strategy 2 focuses on home and community supports. We want to make sure everyone has the right home and community supports and resources they need to live with dignity. That means getting care in the home if they need it. And we will do this by 3 objectives. Objective A, ensuring older adults experiencing housing transitions have access to long-term services and supports. Objective B, improving the quality of care at adult residential care facilities and residential care facilities for the elderly and other home and community-based services. And Objective C, by expanding access to advocacy programs and services that enhance housing options. I'm proud to share that Riverside County currently has 15,000 affordable housing units in the development pipeline, including 1,800s, which today are active in construction. These are homes designed with seniors in mind, ensuring affordability by capping rent at 30% of their income, allowing older adults to preserve resources for other essential services. Through formal partnerships and memorandums of understanding, we have built strong cross-departmental collaborations, linking agencies such as our Department of Social Services, our Office on Aging, our County Behavioral Health, and even our Parks Department, in addition to the department I work for, Housing and Workforce Solutions. These partnerships ensure that no matter which door a senior enters, they are guided toward the housing and services they need, and that remains true for their caregivers as well. Additionally, I'm excited to share that as part of a new county integrated services effort, we will streamline the coordination of services, allowing older adults to complete one county application to access the various county services and programs available in our region. And because we recognize how important it is to measure our outcomes through our data, I'm happy to share that this year we saw a 30% reduction in senior homelessness, which I recognize is a similar achievement that San Bernardino County has also experienced. And we're so happy to come along this journey with them as part of the Inland Empire to work towards shared solutions. So again, know that we remain steadfast in our commitment to you, to our aging population, and advancing this plan with all of our partners. Thank you.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Robin Schlosser, and I am with Reach Out Morongo Basin. I am 64 years old. I am a proud hippie that was born in 1961. Um, I live in the 29 Palms, which is the Morongo Basin region of eastern San Bernardino County. For myself, I think the best part of aging has been learning how to not take life so seriously. When you're young, everything is so black and white, cut and dry. And as you get older, you kind of go, what battles to fight and which ones aren't worth the time, and how to live life happily. Um, and the other one of the other things that I like was learning how to laugh at myself. And don't take myself so seriously also. So, we're all human, and as things go up and things go down, and when things are down, just laugh, and because it'll always get better. That's my perspective on life. Um, One of the most challenging parts of learning how to get old was realizing I have physical limitations now. I can't do things that I used to do. Running? Oh no, that doesn't happen anymore. um, and it's having to come to terms with that. It's hard sometimes when you don't have, your mind tells you that you're still 18 years old with 50 years experience or 40 years experience, but your body's like, no, you're 64 and you really shouldn't do that anymore. So that's one of the hard parts of it. But then also, because I am a caregiver for my disabled son, is having those responsibilities. But also, as I get older, I have to figure that I have to plan for him when I'm gone, and that's hard. It's learning the steps, and I'm grateful to be in the field that I'm in, but it's difficult to learn to do that. So, that's my perspectives on getting old, engaging. So to talk about our region and our communities here, the Morongo Basin region is about a 1,400 to 1,800 square mile area, which is the service area for Reach Out Morongo Basin. It encompasses Amboy in the east to Morongo Valley in the west and Johnson Valley in the north. And it is huge. We have two incorporated communities, which are the town of Yucca Valley and the city of 29 Palms. With approximately, they have approximately about a 50,000 population for those two communities. The total population for the Morongo Basin is about 75,000 people. And so when you figure you have 75,000 people in that huge square mile area, we are extremely rural. The challenges we have are that 80% of our service area is dirt roads. They're unmaintained. Some areas the county maintains them. Some areas the city maintains them. If we're lucky, our two main highways are Highway 62 and Highway 247 that are paved. And so a lot of the population lives within a few miles of those. But then we have clients that may live 18 miles east of us and 6 miles or 7 miles down a dirt road. So that kind of gets gives you an idea of what we're working with. As far as transportation is concerned, we have public transportation, which is our basin transit service. And that is pretty much it. They run certain areas. They have highway buses that run every hour, which some people can access. But in the outlying areas, service may only go one day, one time a day. It could go a couple of days a week. Sometimes you'll have the ready ride, but even those limitations are that they only can go so far off the paved roads. So a lot of the people that we deal with have no other options. We have one gentleman that lives 4 miles from the closest bus stop. So there's no way for him to get there, and he can't get there. We're that option. The other thing that people do is come to Reach Out Morongo Basin because of our transportation service. We operate 5 vehicles. We run NEMT, non-emergency medical transportation, locally as well as to the Coachella Valley area and the San Bernardino area. So we can take clients to Loma Linda, to the VA, Redlands, Beaumont, Banning, Eisenhower Medical Center, Desert Regional Medical Center, and we go as far south as Indio and Coachella. So for medical, but we also pick up clients and we take them to grocery shopping. And we are the only provider in this region for that. So we take them grocery shopping, social services. If they have to go to the Social Security office, they have to come to the senior center or meet with the Department of Aging or go to the bank or the post office. We have one lady that we take her and get her hair done so that she can look pretty. You know, these are some of the things that we do. The challenges are that, you know, they can't get places. If we don't have the ability to take them and they don't have family, they're stuck. You know, many moved here because of lower housing costs, but not realizing that the support network is not what it is in urban and suburban areas. So there is those challenges. The importance of having an accessible transportation system for seniors is the isolation, especially out here. Because many of them live so far out, they do face extreme isolation. Oftentimes, the driver, when we go and pick them up, the drivers are the only people that they see. They may not have anybody else that comes out to their homes. They get to socialize with the other riders, with their peers. You know, we will bring them in. They can talk to people at the grocery store. We bring them to the senior center so that they can come and have activities and have lunch and get out. And it helps with their mental health. It helps with their physical activity. It improves their outlook on life and helps them to age in place, knowing that there's somebody there that's going to be able to keep an eye on them and help them do so. And that's really, really important. So
My name is Nicole Soto, and I'm a multimodal programs administrator in the Transit and Rail Department at the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, or SBCTA for short. One of my roles at SBCTA is to oversee, develop, and implement programs that encourage and provide resources for residents to use public transit. As Robin just shared, transportation is especially difficult to access in rural areas such as the Morongo Basin. Access to age and disability friendly transportation is an essential ingredient to quality of life, including access to social networks, recreation, groceries, healthcare, and other essential services. To address some of the challenges shared by Robin, the Inland Coalition on Aging and its partners commit to the Master Plan's Goal 2, which is transportation for all ages, abilities, and regions. Communication and input is the first strategy under this goal, and making sure that the needs of older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers are heard when it comes to transportation needs. Within this strategy, number one, objective A is developing an educated and sustainable voice to participate in each county's transportation advisory board, which I'll talk a little bit about SBTA's participation in that in a bit. And objective two is expanding, actively promoting, and increasing participation in transit input and planning opportunities. And lastly, objective C is encouraging public voices to inform and influence transportation services. So going back to objective A, SBCTA's Public and Specialized Transportation Advisory and Coordination Council, or PASTAC for short, is the advisory board for San Bernardino County, and PASTAC consists of county public transit operators, nonprofit human service organizations, and for-profit public transportation providers who convene quarterly to address public transit and specialized transportation needs, issues, and opportunities. We always encourage individuals and other stakeholder participation at our PASTAC meetings. And annually, we host a public transit and mobility needs hearing through the PASTAC group for the entire San Bernardino County. Next slide, please. Another opportunity for communication and input identified in objectives B and C is SBCTA's Human Services Transportation Coordination Plan. Every 4 years, this plan documents the mobility needs and gaps of older adults, persons with disabilities, persons of low income, veterans, and tribal members living and traveling within San Bernardino County. Outreach and engagement with the key stakeholders and the public is prioritized throughout the development of this plan. And so we solicit comments and feedback from these stakeholders to help inform us of what public transit needs are. An update to the coordination plan is currently underway for the next 4 years, and transportation needs and comments can be submitted on our website at gosbcta.com/cplan25. So going back to strategy 2 and these objectives, we would love to hear the public's input on where public transit needs are. Moving into strategy 2, which is to increase ridership. We want to make sure that people know about the resources that are available to them when it comes to transportation, and that they are appropriate for older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers. Within this strategy 2, objective A is ensuring community-based organizations and aging service providers connect clients with the best transportation options to meet their needs. Objective B is increasing consumer confidence in all modes of public transportation. And objective C is increasing awareness of public transportation options and discounted fare. SBCTA's role in this is that we're fully engaged with our operators to inform the public about transit to support strategy 2 and these objectives. We achieved this through a variety of marketing and promotions to ultimately increase transit ridership. Next slide, please. Our most recent effort is the development of a new brochure that was designed specifically for older adults. While only a small glimpse is shown here on the screen, it does provide essential information on specialized transit throughout San Bernardino County, including information for each of our transit operators, what available specialized transit programs there are, including any fare discounts, and more importantly, how to ride public transit. One key feature of the brochure is step-by-step instructions for using Google Transit, which is a universal tool common amongst all of our operators for transit and trip planning. This brochure is currently in the process of being printed and will be distributed throughout the county to service providers, senior centers, amongst other locations. We will also be launching a new website to support the information provided throughout the brochure. Thank you for your time today. That wraps up my presentation. SBCTA looks forward to continuing our efforts, which align with the strategies, goals, and objectives of the Master Plan on Aging. Thank you.
My name is Regina Still, and I'm actually 75 years old. And I live in Riverside, California. That's Riverside County. And I'm in a new journey. Surely the best part is the wisdom that comes with it. And I was just reflecting on that today. Really, there's not too many things that come up that I don't have somewhat of an answer for, because I've had experiences that give me light or shed some guidance. So I would definitely say the wisdom and this experience of life experience, and that you can share, which kind of makes it nice. The challenge for me has just been the physical changes, particularly with the limbs. But I go to the gym 5 days a week. I was in the water this morning. Water aerobics is great. I do Pilates. Care providing is definitely new for me. I was a career person, mom, married 46 years, still married. But this part of our fourth quarter, I say I sleep. This is a new challenge, but it's good. It's still good. I'm finding the joy in it. For my husband, like I said, we've been together 46 years, and we were just a very energetic, energetic. We've traveled all over the world. We've raised 4 kids, very energetic. We're both dancers. We love music. We love cruising. And now we're in a phase where we can't do some of those things. Well, he cannot. So we're trying to moderate it so that we do a little bit of what he can do, what I can do, and just changing our life. Our life rhythm is different. The music's still there, but the beat's different. Not really, because really and truly, Evie was more the caregiver. I'm the career mom, professionals, teacher, principal, assistant superintendent, and he worked, but he was the domestic engineer of the home. Interesting enough, he worked, but so this is a change, a shift for me. Did everything. I now have a cleaning lady, a pool person. I got like 4 people helping me. So I guess he should have been a care provider, but we're gonna get through this. But it's interesting. He's a better care provider than I am, but I'm the care provider. You never know who's gonna be the care provider. I've been care providing, I would say 3 or 4 years, but in the last year or so now with this kidney failure, is I feel a care provider because the maintenance part, the physical assistance with the main functions of life, the toileting and the feeding and preparing the meals and monitoring the medication is kind of crazy for me. And we've had help come in, but you are really the primary person that's caring for your spouse. And if you're not a medical person or not really systematic and organized, it's going to be a challenge, especially if you've had a job where you had assistants. No, you're not. You are the assistant.
Thank you, everyone. Like Regina shared, providing care has a lot of challenges, but there's also a lot of joy. Caregivers are truly the backbone of our long-term services and support system, providing invaluable care while contributing significantly to our economy. To address some of the challenges faced by Regina, the Inland Coalition on Aging and its partners commit to the following strategies and objectives. We have 3 strategies. The first one is long-term care. We want to make sure that older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers understand what long-term care is and the options available so they can make informed decisions about how they want to be cared for. We will do this by Objective A. Next slide, please. We're going to increase awareness among providers and consumers of long-term services. We want to make sure that both those individuals providing services and the individuals that need services know what long-term care is and the services available in our community. Objective B, we want to support the capacity of long-term care services through advocacy efforts. There's a lot of advocacy that needs to be done, especially in today's climate. So we want to make sure that we support the capacity of long-term services through those advocacy efforts. Our second strategy focuses on caregiver support. We also want to make sure that those providing care have the proper support and tools to do a good job. Like Regina said, a lot of support is needed. We will do this by ensuring that the community members are aware of family and friend caregiving resources and know how to access them. For example, Inland Caregiver Resource Center, we provide an array of services for free to informal family caregivers. We want to make sure that those providing care are familiar with the services like those provided by Inland Caregiver Resource Center, the Riverside County Office on Aging, and San Bernardino Department of Aging and Adult Services. We also want to connect providers with caregiver resources. So the individuals that see caregivers on a daily basis, like doctors and social workers, we want to connect them with caregiver resources. And finally, Objective C. We want to incorporate caregiving considerations into housing, behavioral health, and transportation activities to strengthen caregiver support. Because caregivers are really at the central part of our healthcare system. Housing, behavioral health, and having the proper transportation services is going to help them to continue to provide the best care that they can while taking care of themselves. I, on behalf of Inland Caregiver Resource Center, want to express our commitment to implement these caregiving strategies, focusing on reaching our older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers so that we can all age well in the Inland Empire.
Mi nombre es Irma Guerrero, vivo en el área de Fontana y tengo 65 años. A mi esposo y cuido a mi mamá, pero por temporada, pero de 24/7, como digo, a mi esposo. Demencia Alzheimer. Hace 10 años le diagnosticaron 10, 12 años más o menos. Él comenzó a los 59 con su mente a perderse. Sí. Que antes de mi esposo cuidábamos a mi abuelita, con mi tía nos turnábamos y mi abuelita tenía un poco de demencia, pero ella no la tuvo tan avanzada, pero conforme me fui involucrando en los programas de mi abuelita, fui aprendiendo más de la demencia. Cuando ya tocó con mi esposo, yo ya tenía un poquito de nociones de esa enfermedad. El doctor fue el que me dijo que buscara estos recursos. Como les repito, ya los teníamos porque mi tía estaba involucrada, ella fue la que me involucró en estos grupos. Pero el doctor también me dijo que tenía que buscar estas ayudas. El cambio de vida que uno tiene con ellos es un desafío, el dejar de trabajar, dedicarme 24/7 con él, los cambios anímicos de él que son muy fuertes, según con los años, los cambios son muy fuertes. Pienso yo que en todo, hombre o mujer, son muy fuertes esos cambios. Como le digo, primero el cambio fue dejar de trabajar, cómo aprender a lidiar con todo lo que él hacía, las malas palabras, las agresiones, fueron escalando mucho. Lidiar el día a día con él para que comiera, que bañara, esos fueron los cambios. Él ya es un bebé porque él pasa en cama, ya no camina, dejó de caminar. Yo lo baño, cambio zapeta, le doy de comer, le limpio los dientes. Prácticamente tengo un bebé en grande porque es todo un cuidado, todo completo, bañarlo en la cama lo baño, como les repito. Afecta en la forma sentimental y psicológicamente, porque hay días, bueno, ahora ya estoy más calmada, hay días que uno dice, quiero tirar, como decimos vulgarmente, tirar la toalla. Ya no quiero, ya llega un ratito que uno agarra mucha depresión, mucha ansiedad y dice, no, ya quiero tirar la toalla. Pero como le digo, conforme el tiempo y las horas que venimos a convivir aquí, eso ayuda bastante, mucho, mucho. El hecho de que la agencia me den horas de descanso cuando yo las necesito, o cuando venimos a las reuniones, esa ha sido, y toda la información que dan en sí para todas las ayudas, todo eso me ha ayudado mucho. Como les repito, comenzamos cuidando a mi abuelita. Mi tía cuidaba en la mañana, a mí me tocaba el turno de la tarde. Entonces yo ya ahí sentía que ya era cuidadora de mi abuelita. Luego con mi esposo, yo soy su cuidadora, porque estoy, como le digo, 24/7 ahí con él. Es parte de nuestra cultura latina a cuidar a nuestros seres queridos, siempre y cuando se pueda, porque como yo tuve que dejar de trabajar para dedicarme a cuidarlo a él. El del envejecimiento es pensar que si yo me voy primero que él, ¿qué va a ser de él? Entonces mi reto fue aprender a cuidarme, porque le soy sincera, antes no lo hacía. Yo andaba perdida, aunque las pláticas de aquí ayudan bastante, pero llega un momento que uno no sabe qué camino tomar, no sabe qué hacer y piensa con el tiempo que uno va envejeciendo y si uno se va primero, ¿qué va a hacer de la persona que cuido? Tenemos que estar con Dios y a Él pedirle el día a día que nos fortalezca, que nos dé fuerza y nos fortalezca. Esto lo aprendí de la primera coordinadora o trabajadora social que tuve hace años con mi abuelita, que es lo primero que uno tiene que hacer, pedirle a Dios fortaleza y fuerza para uno y estar consciente que se va a dedicar uno a su enfermo y estar ahí con ellos, que, como le digo, estar con ellos, estar consciente de que uno tiene que estar de mente abierta, que nuestro ser querido está enfermo y requiere nuestros cuidados, si ya sean 24 horas o el tiempo que sea. Eso tenemos que ser nosotros, que estamos conscientes del trabajo que vamos a tener, porque es un trabajo. Un trabajo y es el amor hacia ellos que debemos de tener. Si uno lo hace con amor, no lo siente difícil. Si lo hace uno con amor de corazón, no lo siente difícil. Y gracias a la ayuda de las organizaciones que ustedes tienen y nos proveen a nosotros.
And I work for the Alzheimer's Association, California Southland chapter, in the role of the program director. I'm thrilled to share the third strategy under caregiving, Alzheimer's disease, and related dementia goal with you. As Irma shared, understanding the diagnosis of the person that you're caring for is extremely important, especially when it comes to Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's disease and related dementias represent an urgent and growing challenge for our healthcare systems, our communities, and us, family, friends, and professionals. To address some of the challenges faced by family caregivers, the Inland Coalition on Aging and its partners commit to the following strategy and objectives. The strategy is to make sure that we're all informed about what is normal aging and what could be Alzheimer's or another form of dementia. Yes, as we all get older, we can become forgetful, but we need to make sure we aren't being wrongfully diagnosed or underdiagnosed. We need to ensure that we are given the correct diagnosis so we can find the correct care, make informed decisions, and get the information needed to support not only the individual with the diagnosis, but the family. And we'll do this by the following two objectives. First, building dementia capacity within existing systems like home care, care facilities, law enforcement. People living with dementia intersect in so many different systems and industries that we need to ensure that these touch points are positive, supportive, and contribute to their quality of life. The other objective, increasing public awareness and education on early detection, diagnosis, treatment, and services and caregiver support. Oftentimes we just don't even know where to start, what exists, where to go, and who to trust. At the Alzheimer's Association, we're working to reach more individuals with messaging around the 10 warning signs, the importance of early detection, and the availability of disease-modifying FDA-approved treatments. Additionally, we're working to build dementia capacity within primary care settings so those providers feel confident and competent in assessing memory concerns. And we're also working with first responders to improve their ability to safely and effectively interact with those living with dementia and provide the resources to family members. I'm excited to work alongside the Inland Coalition on Aging to change the trajectory for individuals living with dementia and family caregivers. Thanks so much.
My name is Dwayne Wright. I'm 45 years old. I live in Menifee, California in Riverside County. I would say the best part of aging is, the memories you collect as you get older. Seeing my kids grow up, the friends they make, seeing my friends have kids, basically just experiencing life. I guess the most challenging would be the aches and pains that come with aging, getting out of the bed a little slower, things like that. I spent 14 years in the military. I served all over the world. I was stationed in Japan, Italy. I was stationed in California, Virginia. I deployed several times. I was boots on ground in Iraq and Afghanistan. I am a combat vet, and I was in the Navy. So with veterans in my community, when it comes to any kind of mental health and discussing it with a stranger or myself, it's complicated depending on their age. I feel that older veterans, it's very difficult to discuss it because back when it was happening or when the problems happened when they were younger, they didn't have the ability to say it out loud. Back then, I think being a man was looked at being more masculine, holding things internally. So when they said something, they were looked at as being weak, and they didn't want that feeling, so they kept everything internal. Nowadays, it's a little easier to talk. So when they see somebody like myself, giving them the option or even the opportunity that's been through similar situations with combat and whatnot, it's a lot easier for them to open up and say how they feel and what they're going through. And, whether it's been happening for years or feelings that just recently came up, for them to talk to me openly. Working with veterans in the community is very easy where I live. We have a city, a part of the town, which is primarily seniors. And it's very easy to talk to them, know where they're going to be. A lot of different senior communities is very senior oriented, I guess I could say. So when it comes to meeting them, it's easy. Talking to them is very easy considering I'm a veteran. A lot of them are veterans. They're Vietnam era. So it's very easy to meet seniors that way. I could say the big picture, larger community as far as Riverside County, it can be difficult. A lot of seniors don't leave their home. So you have to find them where they are, as well as, maybe even reaching them a different way through family members or things like that, letting them know that they're there so that you can reach them that way. I feel that social support for seniors are very, very important while they're aging, especially since, they're going through a lot more. They could bring up old feelings as far as losing a loved one, their spouse, kids, friends, things like that. They can find themselves lonely. social support is very helpful in that sense because it would help them get through it easier and give them for lack of a better word, a shoulder to cry on. It's very important to give them support in that aspect. Also, it's important because a lot of seniors, as they get older, they don't know how to use the internet, social media. They don't know how to find help on their own unless it's word of mouth. So helping them, seeking them out, giving them that information is very important as well. Making sure certain flyers are somewhere, pamphlets, places where they hang out so that they can actually find the resources they actually need.
Good morning. My name is Tony Artigo, and I am the administrator for behavioral health at Riverside University Health Systems here in Riverside County. Excuse me. I oversee our older adult integrative systems of care. So, Dwayne, thank you for your service. As Dwayne shared, it is crucial for veterans to have access and to receive proper behavioral health services. Remain crucial throughout every stage in life. So to properly support the behavioral health and social support needs of our veterans, older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers, the Inland Coalition on Aging and its partners commit to the following strategies and objectives, which I'll go over. So on goal 4, age and disability friendly behavioral health and social support. Strategy 1 would be public awareness and education. It's defined as our emotional well-being matters. We need to make sure that we're not afraid to get help when needed. And if we're struggling with our feelings, again, we need to seek help. We need to encourage older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers to get the help they need and to get it promptly. We'll do this by the following. Objective A would be ensuring older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers are aware of the available services in our communities and how to access them. Objective B to strategy 1 would be ensuring older adults from all communities are comfortable with seeking behavioral health services and social activities. Strategy 2 for goal 4 would be intergenerational and social engagement. We also need to make sure that we maintain our social connections as we age. It's extremely important. This includes gatherings with family and friends across generations, and we'll do this by the following: building connections across generations as we age and maintaining and growing the strength of our social connections as we age. Strategy 3, again, identifies caregiver and provider capacity. We also need to ensure that if we are providing care, we're also practicing good self-care. Caregiving can be challenging. We can burn out, we can get depressed, and then neglect our own care. We need to make sure that this doesn't happen so we're at our optimum and need to ensure that caregivers have the support they also need. We can do this by supporting them through the following 3 options, and that is ensuring providers have the knowledge, the skills, and the awareness of resources to confidently provide care and/or referrals for older adults, adults with disabilities, and our caregivers with behavioral health concerns. Another option is ensuring paid and unpaid caregivers have the knowledge, skills, and resources to support older adults and adults with disabilities with behavioral health support needs. And the third option, or objective C, is ensuring family members, caregivers, and providers recognize the signs of substance use or misuse in older adults and adults with disabilities, and that they can make the appropriate referrals on time. The next strategy for strategy 4 would be behavioral health services, quality access and navigation. This means we also need to make sure that the services that are available are easy to navigate, because that is one of the major reasons people need. That's one of the major reasons people who need help don't get it, because it's hard to get for many of them. We need to make things a lot easier. We'll do this by the following two objectives. And that is, again, ensuring older adults and adults with disabilities have access to behavioral health and social support programs in our communities that are tailored to meet their needs. We'll also do this by ensuring older adults and adults with disabilities have access to important technologies and the confidence and skills to use these technologies to access behavioral health services. So
David W. Wilder, 67. I live in Mentone, California, in San Bernardino County. The best part of aging for me is wisdom. The toughest part has been dealing with multiple impairments that restrict my movements. So I can't really be where I want to be all the time. COVID helped me because everything was online. My background starts with United States Air Force, police department. Then I moved to unit OJT manager and unit career advisor, which brought me in contact with every enlisted person in 3 squadrons. I became disabled in 1986. In 1989, working with public transit in the high desert, I was an advocate for all bus riders that rode their system. I was appointed to the State Independent Living Council in January of 2001. That was also the year that I was elected to serve as chairman of the County Senior Affairs Commission. My experience led me to, hold people accountable in decision-making positions for what they were legally required to do instead of what felt good. I have continued that activity over the 23 different boards, commissions, councils, or committees I have worked with. Bringing up the regulations comes from my background, Air Force, everything was regulated. So right now, because of my physical limitations, I'm not as active, but I am still a resource and referral specialist and get several calls a week for information, background. Where can I find this? Are they doing this right? We have a particular problem with Medicare. The HMO is not doing the job that Medicare requires. So raising the issue, providing them with the regulation has helped over 20 people in the last 3 years get the services that they're entitled to and they require. So that's a little bit about my background and what I do and what I'm doing now. I sit on two boards as chairman. One is the Independent Living Center for the county, Rolling Start Incorporated. The other is the Senior Disabled Fund of San Bernardino County, which is a small nonprofit which helps seniors and disabled in emergencies. 2000 census, over 46.1% of the people over age 65 in this county identified as having a disability. That is a significant segment of the population. And if things are not constructed properly, for example, senior centers whose doors are so heavy, they have to get an extra set of hands in there or get someone to push from the outside. Also, an example is providing materials in an accessible format. I understand everybody loves Adobe, but it's not always readable by people like me who use screen reading software. Mm-hmm. They also need to make sure they send materials to seniors in a large enough font. And the recommendation is 14-point aerial. It's a nice block size, and it's large enough for most people with low vision to read.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jax Kelly, and I serve as a founder, president, and CEO of the Aging and HIV Institute. First slide, please. A national organization dedicated, I'm sorry, that's not my slide. A national organization dedicated to ensuring that older adults living with HIV and those aging with complex health histories are fully included in aging policy planning and service delivery. Next slide, please. As David shared in the focus group video, there is still a lot to be done to support those aging with disabilities. That insight speaks directly to what many of us already know. The systems that were never built with us in mind are now being asked to hold us as we age. Over 50% of the people living with HIV in the US are over the age of 50. Many live with co-occurring conditions, disability, stigma, and housing instability among them. And yet we are too often left out of aging services, emergency plans, and data collection. These are systemic issues, and the impact is cumulative. That's why Goal 5 of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging, safety, respect, and equity in aging, is so essential. Next slide, please. Let me highlight a few of the strategies and objectives. Under emergency services, this plan acknowledges that older adults, adults with disabilities, and caregivers are too often left behind during disasters, whether due to power outages, climate emergencies, or public health crises like COVID-19. Ensuring we are prepared and prioritized is life-saving. Under equity and respect, the commitment to culturally responsive and empathetic care speaks directly to the lived realities of people aging with HIV, especially those who are Black, Latino, LGBTQ, or low income. Equity must be embedded in how we care. And under elder and disability justice, the focus is on dignity, self-advocacy, and ensuring our rights are respected, especially in nursing homes and care facilities. People deserve not just safety, but to be seen, heard, and treated with respect. Next slide, please. At the Aging and HIV Institute, we are committed to working across Riverside and San Bernardino counties to help implement the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. We can do this by collaborating with HIV, LGBTQ+, and aging service networks.
Please do not leave luggage unattended. All baggage is subject to search. Report any requests to carry items for others or behaviors to either law enforcement.
Supporting inclusive emergency preparedness, and advocating for intersectional data and culturally informed care. Each of these priorities is grounded in community and designed to advance safety, respect, and equity as we age. Next slide, please. As you can see on this final slide, our vision moving forward is clear. Let's build systems that hold all of us. Join us in implementing the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging and equity at its core. Thank you.
Wow, Carmen, this was amazing. The information, the resources, the history and knowledge and expertise that all these folks brought together in this plan is just amazing. I'm so excited. You know, 3 years ago, Carmen, when I'm thinking, how are we going to integrate services? How are we going to bring people together? I didn't know, but I did know. What I did know is that I knew people who were passionate about improving services for older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers. And that's all we needed really to get us this far. And that's all we need to move us forward with this plan. Now that we have this plan, this is the beginning. This is just the beginning. Carmen, what's next? What do we need to do in order to implement this plan?
Right. We have a lot of work to do. Before I share how to get involved, though, I do want to thank our advisory board, our consultants, Amanda Lawrence, Elizabeth Bogomil,
Yes.
Pauline Delange Martinez, Janelle from Finest City Entertainment and all her team. Of course, Ben, yourself, and Anna, who started all this. And, you guys were the ones that got everybody involved. The ICRC staff, all the agencies and members of our work group. It truly has been a team effort. It's been amazing to work with everyone. And I'm excited to share that we actually are already working on 21 of the activities listed in the master plan. So we're already underway. We started working on the plan through collaborations that have been formed along the way. You heard from Tanya, Nicole, myself, Susan, James, and Jax, all of us representing current partners and all of us committed to implement the plan. We will be forming action teams with these partners, and we're going to be beginning to meet in September. So partners, be ready. We will be reaching out to you shortly. If you have not signed on as a partner and would like to do so, please fill out our partner form on our website at inlandaging.org. Go on there, fill out a partner form to continue to work with us. It's going to continue to require a team effort. If there's anything that I've learned more or emphasized more, it's collaboration. It's going to take collaboration. A plan is available for everyone to download. Use it as a resource. This is what the Inland Empire believes will move us through aging well. So it's intended for it to be used. And it doesn't just have to be used by us. It could be used for any organization in the Inland Empire that serves caregivers, adults with disabilities, and older adults. Download it. That's what it's there for. Download it, read through it, reference it when you're creating your local planning for your own organizations. This document is meant for all of you.
Yes, Carmen, thank you for pointing that out. I asked this at one of our conference and got a huge response, but I'll ask it again. How many of you are aging? Raise your hand. That means this plan is for you. That means this plan is for you. Regardless of your age, this plan is for you. It's for us. It's for our community. It's for those that we serve. So again, echoing what Carmen just said, thank you to everybody involved, not only with the plan, but this event today. A lot of work has gone into putting this event. Thank you to our consultants. Thank you to our elected officials who gave messages of support today. Thank you to all of our presenters who presented today, our county officials, state officials, our seniors, our stakeholders, seniors, people with disabilities, and caregivers, as you heard directly from them today. Thank you for your participation in all of this. Again, please make sure you visit inlandcoalition.org to become a partner, to become a member of the coalition. Stay connected to us, stay involved. Now more than ever, we need to lean into everything that's going on and ensure that we can make the Inland Empire an age-friendly community. So, Carmen, any last words for the audience here?
Thank you for joining us. And, we look forward to working with everyone. It's really a blessing to be able to participate in this project, and we are looking forward to continue. Our vision is to create a place where we can age well in the Inland Empire. And with all of your help, we will be able to make that possible.
Thank you once again. We'll see you hopefully at an upcoming meeting or stakeholder committee or through various projects that we'll be working on in the near future. Thank you again for joining us. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Yvette Woolridge and I represent Independent Living Partnership TRIP program in Riverside County. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the entire IOP TRIP team, I would like to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on such an amazing accomplishment of launching the Master Plan on Aging. The hard work and dedication of stakeholders and leaders from both counties will set the blueprint for a master plan on aging that will help us all age well. Well done.
Congratulations to the Inland Empire Coalition on Aging on the release of its master plan on aging for the San Bernardino Riverside region. As the chair of the Transportation Working Group, I know what long and thoughtful work went into the development of this document and the guidance it represents. In San Bernardino County, it's already being used with the preparation of a senior-oriented transportation brochure to help seniors and persons with disabilities find their way to available public transit. So congratulations indeed to the big team that helped bring this all about. We hope it will be of value and use for some time to come in improving the lives of older adults and persons with disabilities in the two counties.
Hi, I'm Jennifer O'Farrell, the CEO of the Healthy Valley Foundation. On behalf of our San Jacinto Valley, we want to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging for launching the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. As a proud ICA member, we're honored to support this incredible vision, one that honors and ensures older adults, caregivers, and people with disabilities have the tools and resources to thrive. From supporting housing stability to improving access to care, this plan amplifies our region and our valley's needs and its opportunities. Cheers to ICA for your leadership and impact.
Hello, my name is Julie Hirsch, and I'm a member of the Jewish Family Service of the Desert team. We want to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on its huge accomplishment of launching the Master Plan for Aging, a plan that has been in the works for the last 3 years and will help the IE age well. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the ICA for launching the Inland Empire Master Plan on Aging. The plan will help us all age well. Congratulations, ICA. I'm Dr. Jay Seller with the Joslin Center in the Coachella Valley. I want to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on its huge accomplishment of launching the Master Plan for Aging. On behalf of the Joslin Center, I'd like to congratulate the ICA members for 3 years of dedicated work to develop the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. Cheers to ICA.
Hi, I'm Rigo Saborio, President and CEO of Archstone Foundation. On behalf of our board of directors and my colleagues, I'd like to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging for launching its Master Plan for Aging. And a special shout out to Ben Hodeggy for his steadfast leadership in achieving this end. Congratulations to one and all. Community-driven partnerships like the Coalition bring together the expertise of diverse healthcare entities, community-based organizations, public officials, leaders, and stakeholders to better serve older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers in San Bernardino and Riverside counties. Congratulations once again, ICA, and I thank you for making California a place where every older adult can thrive as they age.
My name is Tessie Solorzano, and I'm the Executive Director of Inland Counties Legal Services, a nonprofit providing service to older adults, persons with disabilities, and persons with low income. On behalf of our organization, I want to extend a heartfelt congratulations to the ICA on this incredible achievement. This master plan will be an asset for organizations like ours across the region as we help our communities age with dignity. Congratulations.
Hello there. I'm Pete Benavides, President and Chief Executive Officer for Blindness Support Services Incorporated. I would like to congratulate and applaud the ICA for launching the Inland Empire Master Plan on Aging. This is a terrific venture that will provide meaningful and measurable services to folks during their later stages of their life. Again, congratulations.
I'm Lowell King with Goodwill Southern California, and on behalf of myself and our entire organization, we wish to congratulate the ICA on the launch of the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. This plan is a major milestone, one that will help ensure we can all age with dignity, purpose, and support. The work you do to empower and support older adults, adults with disabilities, and our caregivers is truly inspiring. Your dedication to improving lives and fostering meaningful connections is making a real difference in our communities. And as you embark on this exciting journey, please know that you have our full support. Goodwill Southern California, along with many others in our region, stand beside you in your mission to build a more inclusive, age-friendly Inland Empire. Here's to new beginnings, impactful partnerships, and a brighter future for all. We're cheering you on every step of the way. Congratulations again, and happy launch day.
Hi, my name is Donna Benton, and I'm with the California Caregiver Resource Center Association. I want to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging on its huge accomplishment of launching the Master Plan for Aging for Inland Empire. I'm so glad that over 3 years you've developed what will be a standard for California and the nation.
Hi, my name is Tanya Torno, and I'm a Deputy Director with Riverside County's Housing and Workforce Solutions. I want to congratulate the ICA in its adoption of the Inland Empire Master Plan on Aging. This plan is going to go a long way in helping our community implement strategies that help strengthen our entire region.
I would like to congratulate the Inland Coalition on Aging for the impressive work that was invested to launch the Inland Empire Master Plan for Aging. My name is Tony Archigo, and I'm the administrator for Riverside University Health System's Behavioral Health's Older Adult Program. The IE Master Plan on Aging was developed over the last 3 years with input from diverse stakeholders throughout the Inland Empire and will be a blueprint for elected officials, local governments, healthcare organizations, community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, universities, and private businesses, so we can ensure that we all age well. Again, congratulations, ICA.
Congratulations to the Inland Coalition on Aging on launching the Master Plan for Aging. ICA has made it possible for those of us in Riverside University Health System Behavioral Health to connect with people from health insurance, CBOs, nonprofits, education, care providers, and stakeholders. We used to all be in these silos waving at each other from a distance, but now we bump up against each other everywhere. It's a charcuterie board of different groups that may have never worked together before. And here we are, behind the Swiss cheese, nestled next to the olives. Swiss cheese, in this case, is Inland Caregiver Resources, and olives are IE-MPA. Being disabled, caregiving, aging, these can be times of joyful, magical, peaceful experiences. The MPA is a way for us to all work together to make it happen for the Inland Empire. So, congratulations on the visionary launch of the IE Master Plan for Aging.